Recording.
Yeah, we're having a laugh. Yeah, yeah, we are. Brandon, I love you, man, but you screwed up.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And you say you watched James White debate? No, you don't. Get out of here with that.
No. Yeah. You had it, Brandon, on question 2, but dude, you kind of gave it away on the I'll concede the interpretation.
No, you threw it away, dude. Caleb, come on, man. A question, not a novel.
Yeah. Well, he's been working at this for the last 3 days. He's had no sleep, so we're going to give him credit for something. Each question's a paragraph.
Yeah. Each question's a paragraph. Yeah, it's 5 questions with the first one.
Yeah. Actually, there's 10 questions a paragraph, and there's 10 paragraphs.
Yeah, right. Guys, we don't need the updates either. Just proceed.
Come on. No more blaming Windows.
We seriously thought about just shutting the debate off, though, after Brandon's response to question 2.
That would have been a perfect time to switch commenting off, because it was done. Sorry, Brandon. Game over. Yeah. You conceded. What was going on, bro?
Man, I'm pretty sure that the internet connection problem isn't with the computer, but with.
And I hope you appreciate how much we're having to restrain ourselves from commenting on this.
Yeah, I hope you do, man. Because normally that's not a problem, but that was like, wow.
Yeah, that was so tempting.
We got to say something here, man. Such a good argument, man, and you just threw it away.
It was a good response, was that?
Just pissed on it.
What did he call it? Marketing giants. That was a good response.
Yeah, that was an excellent point, with trying to point out idioms and how we use them, but, without making a direct reference to. Caleb, just ask your questions, by the way.
He said he got them, so I think he's still learning how to do copy and paste. Or maybe he did them in shorthand and he had his secretary type them up for him.
Yeah, maybe. Must be nice to have a secretary.
Well, you have to bang a ring on a finger to get one these days.
Well, that leaves me out.
Well, I don't know. Especially now we're recording it. Can we talk about your future wife?
Well, her character's been brought into question.
Well, all you got to do is just go, "Why I man?" That's it, bro.
What?
Why I man? That's a Geordie expression.
Oh, yeah.
Right, question 3.
I don't think I can. I tried talking to a chick in Spanish once, and she laughed at me because I still sounded like a redneck. Ow, your hostility towards the Book of Enoch. Woo. That is
no punches pulled.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore.
Well, Brandon did kind of say that's how he's going to be, so both of them have agreed to be like that, I guess. So I don't understand this notion of fallen angels being chained in gloomy darkness has got to do with any of it.
Yeah, well, he went ahead and tied it to the next part in Jude, the sexual sins, but that's not what Jude's doing.
No, I kind of don't see it either.
And I'm pretty sure.
He says it's analogous to the sexual sins. I don't see it.
No, I don't either. There was an assumption made there, and I don't think most commentaries are going to support that notion. And there's nothing about Jude that mentions the book of Enoch. It mentions Enoch, not the book. When Paul cited, extra biblical literature, he did cite the literature. This is just a reference to what Enoch said. It doesn't necessarily mean that it comes from the book of Enoch. Let me see. Let's check the late great John Calvin. Let's see what Calvin has to say.
I think it's Jude 1:6, isn't it? And the angels who did not stay within their own position of authority, but left their proper dwelling, he has kept in eternal chains. So that until the judgment of the great day. So it's kind of not related to sexual sin whatsoever. It's talking basically what it says is that they're kind of locked up until judgment.
Right, and what Jude 7 says there in a similar way, it's not saying that angels came and started having sex with human beings. It's saying that in a similar way of disobedience to bring severe judgment, as in there is no return.
Yeah.
Let's give Calvin a go. Let's see what Calvin has to say. Said 6, did we? Oh, I think I missed it. Okay. 5, it just goes, okay. Yeah, so we don't really want to read 5. The word people is by way of honor taken for the holy and chosen nation. Oh, here we go. And the angels. This is an argument from the greater to the less. For the state of angels is higher than ours, and yet God punishes their defection in a dreadful manner. He will not then forgive our perfidy if we depart from the grace unto which he has called us. This punishment inflicted on the inhabitants of heaven and on such superior ministers of God ought surely to be constantly before our eyes, so that we may at no time be led to despise God's grace and thus rush headlong into destruction. The word arche in this place may be aptly taken for beginning as well as for principality or dominion, for Jude intimates that they suffered punishment because they had despised the goodness of God and deserted their first vocation.
Calvin's kind of saying what we're saying.
Yeah. So in 7, because he doesn't seem to tie it together. Sodom and Gomorrah, even as Sodom and Gomorrah. This example is more general, for he testifies that God, expecting none of mankind, punishes without any difference all the ungodly. And Jude also mentions in what follows that that the fire through which the 5 cities perished was a type of eternal flame. So it's the way the text is being used there is to show that God punished men too.
Yeah.
So where is the
But keep on reading in Calvin's commentary on Jude 1:7, and it says, "For Jude refers to the inhabitants and not to the places. To go after strange flesh is the same as to be given up to monstrous lusts." So he's kind of tying it into the fact that they went after desires of the flesh, monstrous lusts. And it's kind of what he's talking about, the judgment and the relation to their sin in a way.
Right. The perverting of God's things and trying to place them
Yeah,
above obedience to God.
and Caleb's trying to basically say, that there is a perversion upon God's things, the angels that basically came upon them, I guess.
Yeah, that they went after strange lust, or strange flesh, but I don't think that's how Calvin's using flesh there. And I definitely don't think that is the same, because first of all, men were having sex with men in Sodom and Gomorrah,
Yeah.
not men and angels. So is Jude 1:6 the Enoch reference?
It's meant to be, yeah.
So he doesn't mention anything here. No, that can't be, because I'm pretty sure Enoch is mentioned.
Yeah, in Jude 1:14.
1:14. All right. So good commentary again, Calvin.
It was also about these that Enoch the seventh from Adam prophesied, saying, Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000 of his holy ones.
Is that all it says? Well, I thought you were reading what Calvin had to say.
Let's just see what Calvin says on it.
Well, there you go. That's kind of telling. It doesn't make Calvin right. I mean, he's not right about everything, but he was quite the expositor.
Yeah, and he don't even mention the book of Enoch. He just mentions an apocryphal book.
And that it wasn't. That it was an unwritten prophecy, that it didn't come from the apocryphal. So we'll see what Gill has to say here. Just a couple commentaries that we all would agree, are worthwhile commentaries. So, Gill. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam. This was Enoch, the son of Jared. He talks about that. Son of Cain. Prophesied of these false teachers.
There's no commentary on this from the Book of Mormon, unfortunately.
No, it's too bad.
I was trying, Caleb. I tried.
Wherefore Jude took this not from a book called the Apocalypse of Enoch, but from tradition, this prophecy being handed down from age to age. So even Gill doesn't attribute it to the book of Enoch. So that's excuse me. So there's two commentators that most of us would trust, Calvin and Gill, that say it's not from the book of Enoch. And I believe it or not, the dispensational site Got Questions says the same thing. I could be wrong, but I think they say that it doesn't make any mention.
Well, wasn't the book of Enoch lost for a while and rediscovered?
Possibly. The way I understand the book of Enoch is it has several different authors, and the internal evidence is contradictory. Okay. Jude 1:14, likewise from an apocryphal book called Prophecies of Enoch.
We do know that Clement of Alexandria and Tertullian viewed the Book of Enoch as being virtually inspired. And they actually assumed that the document was quoted by Jude.
Who?
Tertullian, Clement of Alexandria.
Okay, well, I think Clement of Alexandria was a heretic anyway. If you want to be honest. Yeah, he was a universalist. I can tell you that. Okay.
Brandon's on a go slow again. It's coming up to 15 minutes, Brandon. I know you're going to be watching this, bro, but you need to get those greased fingers typing a lot faster.
Carm.
Well, Matt kind of follows the same view that Caleb follows, that the Nephilim were basically the offspring of angels and women.
Mm. Now, he doesn't say with any certainty that that it's from the Book of Enoch.
No, there is no actual scriptural reference to say definitely that it's from there. There is a possibility, though, that Jude did quote from it, but it's not recorded that it was definitely from there. And we see that with Apostle Paul. He quotes something that Jesus said, but you don't see what Jesus said in any of the Gospels anywhere. So, I mean, it's quite possible that that happened.
That was just a waste of time. Yeah, there. Got questions.
Well, we know that's post-millennial view anyway, so that's what it's going to be about.
Got questions?
Yeah.
No, it's pre-mill. They're dispensationalists.
Are they? I thought they were post-mill.
Nope. They are definitely dispensationalists, especially when they treat covenant theology as being replacement theology.
Well, they don't know what they're talking about, obviously.
Even though,
Yeah.
dispensational and replacement theology both say the Jews and the church are not the same, and God's doing the church thing now. The only difference there between the two is that dispensationalists say God will start doing something with Israel later, where replacement theology doesn't say that. So
Yeah.
they're like twins, except one's left-handed and one's right-handed.
Jacob and Esau.
Yeah. You said it, not me.
And I got it on video. I said it. Direct all your complaints to Orso MacDonald.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we agree with all that.
I wonder if Brandon's using one of those old, like, flip phones to reply. You know, you've got to push the button 3 times to get a certain letter.
Let's see what Origin has to say. Maybe. Yeah, the Book of Enoch is a composite work of several authors that dates from the last 2 centuries before Christ. It consists of 5 divisions, which are further segmented into 108 chapters. So it is pretty much compiled. And I think, like anything else, they're bits and pieces. Oh, maybe this is what you were reading. Clement of Alexandria and Tertullian viewed it.
Yeah.
I was looking to see what Origin had to say, and
yeah, I didn't see anything.
Let's see who Clement of Alexandria is. Matter of fact,
Actually, Brandon's kind of right. He's saying that there is no understanding that Enoch actually wrote the Book of Enoch. I agree. And it is a collection of writings, but it does actually date to BC. But most of it dates to AD time periods. I understood it for most of it to date to BC. Like 200 years before Christ.
Yeah. See, I was kind of wondering about that because I thought it was written over a longer period of time than 200 years. I don't know where I got that idea from. So, I could be wrong. That's all I have to say about that. I'll do like Brandon.
He's kind of right, though. I think it is passed down through oral tradition.
I'm going to tell you that it was, most likely written by 15 authors over a period of 400 years from 200 BC to 200 AD. But I'll concede that.
All right, well, that's it. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.
Come on, man. Here, you want this? You can have it.
Yeah. And for the hard of hearing, take away with this hand and give back with this hand.
These guys are nuts, man. Let's find out. We'll just punch that in. Heretic. I'm pretty sure Clement of Alexandria was a heretic.
I think he started off Orthodox, but didn't he have some kind of issue later on in life?
Yeah. Don't they all, huh?
Yes, we do.
See, and that's kind of really, that's kind of what Hebrews 6 is really talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
You start out Orthodox and you grow away.
Yeah, because it's impossible because you weren't one of the elect.
Yeah.
Why do people ignore that word impossible? It's right there in plain English.
It doesn't mean what you think it means.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Huh.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. That's a good answer, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm still upset with him, though, because I'm seriously going to have to go to Arby's. Spending money I don't need to spend. Jesus, that's the one I was looking.
Just send him an invoice. If he's getting you to do some work, you have to spend money, just send the bill to Brandon. I'm sure he'll understand.
Yeah. Send him some on Messenger. Chase request $10.
Just buying some extra biblical information to double check your quotes.
Yeah.
There's a bill for $500. I've just bought Logos Bible software. So this is question 4. Right, Caleb's on the attack now to clear the air. Never once did I claim Enoch wrote a text. Chill, bro.
Yeah, he is right though. I guess we should look that up. 2 Peter 2:4 and 5. 2 Peter 2:4.
He did say that it was oral in nature.
Did Caleb say that?
Yeah, he said that in question 3 that it was oral in nature. You know how these things you pick out the little points, the highlights, and you tend to miss certain things, and I think that's what we did there.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes probably more often than we want. So, yeah.
I think it was in his opening statement, was it maybe? And I believe it. I believe he did, but I don't see it in question 3. Maybe it was in his opening statement. I think he did say it was oral, or was it in question 1?
I have no idea.
Well, it'd be easy to read if his questions weren't like about a week long to read.
Yeah. No joke, man.
At least we learned about giganticism or something tonight.
I mean, in all fairness, he did tie his question to the Book of Enoch in 3. Given your hostility towards the Book of Enoch, how do you explain?
Yeah.
That give explicit allusions to said pseudographical literature. So it does come across there.
2 Peter 2:4 and 5. What does that actually say?
It matches the angels, the judgment, the flood, Noah. So it's in the same category as far as biblical category, but it's not. I don't think it's a text.
Yeah, I don't think it supports his view.
It would be a very weak text to try to use that to tie the Book of Enoch as having any kind of basis. I'm just saying. I mean, they're both Jude and because Jude doesn't specifically mention the flood, does he?
Jude, I don't believe he did, no.
So even though both of them mention the judgment of angels, one of them uses it they use it in different manners. Both to make the same point.
Oh.
Judgment is coming.
I commented on something by accident.
Crap.
Delete.
I have to boot you out.
Oh, causing trouble.
Yep, there it is. I can see it.
Gone. I just deleted it.
So did I.
What happens, folks, when we're live? I used the wrong keyboard on the wrong computer. I got my laptop up.
It's not. How do you deal with that? That's a fair enough question. How do you deal with that? Oh, crap.
Yeah, no mention of flood at all in Jude.
Yeah, they're both judgment passages.
Yeah, I agree.
But we've already handled the how in likewise like manner.
Yeah.
Is that their positions, they traded their positions to go after sin, like men who are to be the head of the household and the husband of one wife
What?
have forgiven that or forsaken that to go after the lust of the flesh. That doesn't mean that angels are like, hey,
Unless you're a Mormon, you can ignore that.
yeah, well, we're angels, we don't have sex, so let's go have sex with humans.
Can angels be Mormons?
Probably.
I wonder if they have those little angelic black backpacks and little ties and stuff they wear to. In fact, they won't even need bikes, so how did they become Mormons? Maybe they can't be proper angelic missionaries if they can't ride a bike.
Yeah. I've thought about it. They get good bikes, man. They get like Trek or Giant.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I could be one for like a year, man, and then I got my free mountain bike.
Yeah. It's the way to do it, bro.
That's right, man.
In fact, if you did it for a lifetime, you could sell one of those bikes a year and a nice little income.
Yeah. I'd go to the hill.
Technicalities.
Right? Yeah, I was reading something about Mormons once. And no joke, right? Like, because God was once a man like us. Well, he was Adam. God, the Father, was Adam, right? Okay, not Jesus. Jesus wasn't Adam, even though the Old Testament's about Jesus.
Well, I had an argument with somebody about that a while back because it was Brigham Young who actually said that Adam is God hype theory, and they said, well, because you can't find it in the Book of Mormon or in the Bible or in the or any part of the Quad, they actually said it's just called a theory. It's not actually what we believe. Well, then why is Brigham Young saying all his sermons are as good as Scripture? Because if they're as good as Scripture and he's meant to be a prophet, then isn't that what you guys believe? No, I was wrong.
But the strange thing about that is that Michael the archangel became Adam so that he could become God, so that God could create Michael the archangel.
Yeah.
That's their theory.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. So let me get this straight. I created myself so I could create myself and become myself.
I'll believe it.
Yeah. Therefore, I'm not created because I'm God. Okay. Yeah, that's even James White talks about that, though, that he would take one of the old school Mormons any day because they actually know what they believe.
Yeah,
where Mormons today don't.
Oh, they change all the time.
Yeah, and the thing is they're actually allowed to do that in the field, but if they're in Bible study class, they wouldn't be able to say that about Brigham Young. They would have to affirm that that's the official teaching of the church.
Well, that's it. I think there's a substandard there. I think, or a double standard. Like, who's Brandon? Oh, so it's a case of when they're together in the little community and they're all together and all buddy, they all believe the same thing. But when it's talking to people like us, apologists, I think their only form of defense is basically denial.
Yeah.
That's all they have.
But if you do it right, you can get them to deny their entire faith.
Yeah, well, this guy did, basically. It was ridiculous.
That's what Jeff Durbin said he did with that mathematician. The guy said he was a mathematician, and he only believes in materialism. And Jeff was like, okay, so have you ever seen a law of mathematics? And the guy's like, no. And he's like, well, how do you know it exists? And the guy's like, well, maybe it doesn't. Well, there you go. How you teach people then?
Well, this is what the Mormons were doing. I said to them, well, you guys believe that basically as man is, God once was, and as God is, man may be. No, we don't. What? What? No, we don't. We don't believe that. Yeah, you can't even talk to these people because once they've denied everything, it's like, all right, you got me. I've got nothing. So you basically believe that God comes from you believe a planet called Caleb? No, we don't. Okay. So you believe that God's grace is only sufficient for you after all you can do? No, we don't.
It's not what the Mormons say.
What do? You can't.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, then you're not a Mormon. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Denial. That's all. That's still a denial.
And I'm a Christian. But you teach that Jesus is the son of the devil. No, he's the brother of Satan. No, we don't. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bro, I mean, we're on question 4, man. I don't think I can do this much longer.
No, I hear you, bro. It's going to take time because they're taking a long time to get back.
Because I need to go get something to eat, and, I like to try to be in bed somewhere around 10 o'clock, 10:30.
Yeah, well, it's probably like that now for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 9:17, so. All right, bro. I'm going to get off here.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you later. We can talk behind their backs and mock them severely when we read the rest of the answers.
Sounds good.
See you later, buddy.